Welcome back to the Daily Morning Business Feeds on Cove Markets, with me as editor Olivia. Today, let's take a look at some notable business news in the past 24 hours. Thank you for always supporting and accompanying us. Come to the following hot news. CEO shares crying selfie on LinkedIn after firing employees divide internet. Intelcapital invests in virtual care company Biofourmis. Ford CEO doesn't expect electric vehicle battery costs to drop anytime soon. CEO shares crying selfie on LinkedIn after firing employees divide internet. The CEO posted selfie while claiming it was most vulnerable thing he would ever share. Braden Wallach, the chief executive officer of a Columbus, Ohio-based marketing agency called Hypersocial, wrote a guilt-filled post Tuesday about laying off employees that concluded with a teary-eyed selfie. After the post went viral, he declared himself the crying CEO. Ohio. There's a new way to cope with the guilt of firing your employees. A LinkedIn post letting your network know you feel miserable about it. Wallach's original post has more than 30,000 likes and 5,300 comments. In it, he said he loves all of his employees, acknowledged how his own decisions led to the dismissals and said it was the hardest thing he has ever had to do. Days like today, I wish I was a business owner that was only money-driven and didn't care about who he hurt along the way, wrote Wallach, 32. But I'm not. Comments criticized Wallach's post, calling it a PR stunt and saying he was fishing for sympathy. Some expressed support for the move and suggested he shouldn't be a victim of cancel culture. There's been a lot of backlash, but there's also been a lot of support, Wallach wrote in a message to Bloomberg. What no one sees is all the direct messages this has started, of CEOs reaching out saying they are worried they have to do something similar. Wallach's company, Hypersocial, focuses heavily on LinkedIn marketing and outreach strategies for its clients. The company is small, it has 15 employees, 2 fewer than before the layoffs. Wallach is an influencer of sorts, with over 30,000 followers on the Microsoft Corp.-owned social network for professionals. In an attempt to quell the debate, Wallach wrote a follow-up post Wednesday seeking to help people in need of a job. What I want to do now is try to make better of this situation and start a thread for people looking for work, he wrote. I'm not sorry for the post. But I'd at least like to use that post for the benefit of others that may need it. Intelcapital invests in virtual care company Biofourmis. The $20 million investment brings Series D funding total to $320 million. Company also expands board. Boston-based virtual care company Biofourmis has raised $20 million from Intelcapital. The strategic investment arm of chipmaker Intel Corp. Has joined Biofourmis' Series D financing in an extension that brings the total funding raised in the round to $320 million. The initial Series D funding round was announced in April 2022 and was led by General Atlantic with participation by CVS Health, Trevor Fetter and existing investors. Biofourmis is using the funds to scale up its virtual care offerings that drive high-quality care at home across the continuum as well as digital medicine initiatives, including building digital companion therapeutics to augment existing and upcoming novel therapies. Biofourmis is laser-focused on delivering real-time patient insight to clinicians to improve the home-based care experience, said Mark Rostick, Vice President and Senior Managing Director at Intelcapital, in a statement. Quote, through edge computing and edge-to-cloud processing capabilities, Biofourmis is redefining the patient and provider journey leveraging advanced technology. In April, Biofourmis said it plans to fund clinical trials to advance the development of digital therapies that work in conjunction with high-value drugs to improve efficacy, while forming strategic partnerships with companies in the digital health and virtual first care ecosystems. Through these relationships, the company plans to accelerate the growth of its virtual care platform, Care at Home, which enables providers and payers to remotely manage patients across the entire care continuum. Biofourmis distinguishes its solutions from traditional remote patient monitoring because they use a blend of passive inputs via continuous monitoring devices, active inputs from episodic monitoring devices, and patient feedback on activity driven through the Biofourmis app to get a complete picture of the patient's status. Designed to be used at home, in acute, post-acute, and chronic care, Biofourmis' solution compares the patient as they are today to their normal state. To receive this additional funding from the venture capital arm of a global technology giant during an unpredictable time in digital health investment is further validation of Biofourmis' market strength and potential and validates that we are distinguishing ourselves in the market, said Kuldeep Singh Rajput, founder and CEO of Biofourmis, in a statement. We are on a strong trajectory for continued strategic growth in the coming years in terms of customers, partners and solution development. Biofourmis also announced the appointment of 2 healthcare leaders to its board. Trevor Fetter, MBA, senior lecturer on the faculty of Harvard Business School and former Tenet Healthcare chairman and CEO, and Sachin H. Jain, MD, MBA, president and CEO of Scan Group and Scan Health Plan. In April, Biofourmis announced that former Medtronic CEO and chairperson at Intel, Omar Israq, PhD, was joining the company's board of directors as chairman. Ford CEO doesn't expect electric vehicle battery costs to drop anytime soon. Key points. Farley said Ford increased prices on the F-150 Lightning to help offset surging battery costs. Battery costs have climbed sharply as prices for minerals like lithium, nickel and cobalt have surged. Ford is investing in longer-term solutions to bring down costs. Wayne, Mich. Ford Motor CEO Jim Farley does not expect the costs of raw materials for the company's electric vehicles to ease in the near future, marking the latest signal that automakers will continue hiking prices for their new EVs. I don't think there's going to be much relief on lithium, cobalt and nickel anytime soon, Farley told reporters Wednesday during an event at the automaker's Michigan assembly plant. Farley's comments come a day after the Detroit automaker announced it would be raising the starting prices for its electric F-150 pickup due to significant material cost increases. The increases range from $6,000 to $8,500, depending on the model. Ford isn't alone. Rival Tesla increased its U.S. prices in June. Prices of all lithium, cobalt and nickel have risen sharply over the past year as demand from battery makers has outpaced miners' efforts to increase supply. Farley said the fast-rising costs of the minerals used in its current lithium-ion batteries are why Ford plans to offer lower-cost lithium iron phosphate, or LFP, batteries in vehicles such as the F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E crossover. I don't think we should be confident in any other outcomes than an increase in prices, he said. That's why we think LFP technology is critical. We want to make these affordable. Last month, Ford said it will begin offering LFP batteries from Chinese battery giant CATL that don't use nickel or cobalt as a lower-cost option in the Mustang Mach-E next year. The company plans to expand the option to the F-150 Lightning in 2024. Ford also has invested in Colorado-based battery startup Solid Power, one of several companies working to develop solid-state batteries for electric vehicles. Solid-state batteries have the potential to offer EV owners more range, shorter recharging times, and a lower risk of fires than today's batteries. Solid Power said Tuesday that it's on track to deliver prototype batteries to Ford and BMW, also an investor, by the end of the year. But vehicles using the batteries are still at least a few years away. And those are also the most outstanding news that closes daily feeds. Thank you to everyone for listening and following covemarket channel. If you find the video interesting and useful, please click like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the latest business news.